I'm back. So, yeah, I had a little bit of a hiatus there for a good few months. Basically, I just got really busy with work and some other things that needed to take priority. So the channel has kind of grown since I haven't been making any videos, so maybe I should just do that and not make any videos. The slight concern is that I think we're sort of around about 800 or just over 800 subscribers, and the vast majority of those are probably based on the fact that there was a lot of 3D printing stuff with building a 3D printer and all that kind of thing. And sort of slightly concerned, which is the other thing that sort of put me off a little bit about making videos, is that people will be thinking that this is a 3D printing YouTube channel, and it really isn't. It's just for me, 3D printing is a tool for making some things, and I just happen to need a 3D printer to do that, and so I made a series of videos about it and some little experiences going on from there. But really, this channel is all about nothing particularly. It's all about me sort of cataloguing, documenting, if you like, some of the little things that I build. And the 3D printer is one of those, and maybe in the future I'll build another 3D printer, who knows. But as it stands for now, the 3D printer that I have kind of does the job good enough for me. I think that maybe in the future, when, say, Simplify 3D version 5 sort of falls off the production line, that I might do another sort of series of videos on the new features contained in version 5. And along the way, as and when a interesting 3D print kind of subject comes along, I will probably make a video about that. But in the meantime, I want to continue making videos about the little projects that I do, because to be frank, I have been missing making the videos. But really the best thing about making the videos, or the most rewarding thing, let's say, is you know, having some feeling that somebody might be finding something useful. And obviously the only way I get to know that is through comments mostly, and so I really do appreciate anybody that leaves a comment, even if it's a pretty yeah, it's all good. What I would like to do, and you know, like I said, the whole reason for making these videos is in the hope that it helps somebody. So if anybody has some ideas or suggestions or something they would like me to cover in a video, then please do get in touch, leave a comment or whatever, get in touch via the website. A link, as always, is in the description below, and let me know the kind of thing you want to see. Bear in mind that I am not particularly an expert in many things, so I will do my best, and if it's really outside of the scope of something I think I can do a useful video on, then I will just say so and move on to something else. In the meantime, I'm going to carry on doing, there's a number of little projects that I've been sort of stacking up that I want to get done over the coming months, and I will cover, you know, I'll make videos covering my builds of those, and I will sort of try to especially detail things like the 3D printing or certain other things where maybe it's you know, I can provide some useful input to other people, some tips, maybe some of my experiences, and yeah, throw that up on YouTube. So I'm going to start off with, you know, like I said, I have a few little projects that have stacked up of things that I would, you know, like to get done. And where those projects involve something which might be, you know, slightly informative, or, you know, to present something in the way that I might do it, then I will put a YouTube video up for that. So most of them are going to contain things like 3D printing. I know, for example, a couple of the projects I want to use different materials on a 3D printer that I haven't used before, so I will probably detail a little bit about, you know, getting those materials set up, you know, how I find working with the materials. And most of the projects also contain little electronics type things which I will cover, but I'm going to try and avoid getting into the real nitty-gritty detail that, you know, doing up a bolt, filing something down. Most people know how to do that. I don't need to cover that, so I'll probably skip over that stuff and just, you know, give you a little summary of the project and dive into some details where it might prove interesting. So I think that sort of about wraps up my comeback, and just to give you an idea about some of the things that are coming up in the next few months, in case that interests you, the first thing I'm going to do is an electronic cigarette. In fact, no, there's going to be 2 electronic cigarettes. And, you know, it really isn't that important what the things are that I happen to be building, unless, of course, you're specifically interested in those things. But it's more about, you know, the kind of things that you can do with basic, you know, home electronics, 3D printing, whatever else I happen to conjure up to make these things out of. Then we've got quadcopters, so I'm going to be building 2 quadcopters from scratch, really from scratch. I'm doing it the really hard way, which is a fairly large quadcopter, or even an octocopter probably in this case, which can carry a fairly high quality camera for taking stills. Before that, I'm going to be building something much smaller, a little sort of, but basically a 5-inch propeller, racing quad as they call it, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon. I'm also going to be doing a sort of home heating controller, which, you know, you can go out and buy, obviously, all sorts of different solutions. It's going to be a sort of programmable home heating remote access heating control system, but basically when they're done I'm going to be starting the build of a CNC router. It's really going to be a router that hopefully can cut successfully aluminium at least, and carbon fiber. Obviously that's going to be a fairly big build again. It's going to be sort of from scratch. We'll get to that, and probably a whole bunch of other things, but like I said, if there's something that you would like me to do other than shut up and go away, then please do let me know. So well, let's get cracking with the first project.